Another question, what proportion of second graders read over 100 words per minute? Again, our model is that we're normal with the average of 90 words per minute and a standard deviation of 6.5. So my 100 words is going to be over 90. And here are the steps involved in solving a normal probability problem. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to draw that curve. All right, so I'm going to draw a normal curve. Do your best. All right, so when you draw the normal curve, you kind of start out with flat tails, and then you like curve up. And then when you come down, you kind of try to do this the opposite of what I do. So we're going to come down and then flatten the tails out as we go to the right. All right, so what we're going to denote, we're going to put the mean in the center. This is 90. So on average, the reading speed is 90 words per minute. And then we're going to include the value that we're trying to get the probability for, which is 100 or above. We don't need to worry about drawing this to scale. Just put it on the right side because 100 is larger. Just put it on the right side, and then we're going to shade that area in. Recall the area principle. The area under the curve is going to be proportional to how often it occurs. So the area from 100 and bigger, this is over 100 words per minute, the area under the curve there is how often second graders read those speeds. So now we need to get a z-score for the value of interest. We're going to get a z-score for this 100. All right? So the mean and standard deviation, we had mu is 90, standard deviation sigma was 6.5. All right, so I don't start with the 90. Okay, what is the z-score for 90? 90 is the mean. So how many standard deviations away from 90 is 90? It's 0 away. So the z-score for 90 is 0. What I need to know is how many standard deviations above the mean 100 is. So to get that, I get the 100. I'm going to subtract the mean, and I'm going to divide by the standard deviation. Here, that's mu and sigma. This is 100 minus 90 over 6.5. All right, so 100 words per minute is 10 words per minute more than 90 over 6.5. And this gives me 1.54 standard deviations above the mean. All right, so 54. So 100 words per minute is 1.54 standard deviations above the mean, or the average. And let's put here for second graders. Okay, now we're going to look up in the standard normal table, but I told you the standard normal table, when you give it a z-score, so if I give it this z equals 1.54, it's always going to tell me the percentile of the proportion less. So when I look this up in the standard normal table, the standard normal table is going to tell me what proportion of second graders read fewer than 100 words per minute. Just like when I looked up the z-score for 82, it told me how much was fewer. So here, when I have to get my final answer, I can't just use what's in the standard normal table. The total area under the curve is 100% or 1. So this area that I need is going to be 1 minus what I get out of the standard normal table. We're going to look this up. So, and I just showed you this part of the table. I'll show you the whole thing, how we look in there. So we want 1.54. So here's 1.5 right there. And then I want the column that's 04. So I'm going to have 0.9382. All right, so this, again, the proportion of z-scores that will be less than 1.54, which this is the z-score for 100, is 0.9382. And this is also the probability that A score, which I'm going to call those are Y's, that A speed, well, let's just call it that. We'll call it the reading speed, is less than 100. All right. So this Z-score, this 1.54, is associated with this 100 words per minute. All right. So 94% of students will read fewer than 100 words per minute. I want to know how many read more than 100 words per minute. So what do I have to do? I have to subtract this amount from 1. So this is the proportion I'm looking for. So what does that tell me? That tells me about 6%, 0.06 is about 6% of second graders read over 100 words per minute.